Mm-hmm. Hey everybody, I am Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in today's live stream, we're making some stuff. We are going to be making variations of this pendant, which is actually a variation of a pendant that I had made, gosh, maybe like 8 or 9 years ago, or 6 or 7. I don't know. It's been a minute. But we're going to be making it. So, hey Sheila, hey Quiet, hey Cosplay Noob. Um, but no, we're gonna be making some stuff today. Hey Taylor, Fortune S'mores. Oh my God. Okay, Taylor. So you were so pretty whenever I saw you in person, and I was like staring at your eye makeup while we were talking. And so I totally took a page out of your book and did my wing a little farther out, and I'm like, I feel amazing. So, stop judging me, Randy, with your beautiful face. Hey, can I have kisses? No. Ah. Okay, so there's that. Ah! Oh, thank you. Um, what show were we just at? Anime St. Louis was phenomenal. If every single show were like Anime St. Louis for us, Randy and I would really shift around our priorities a bit and do more conventions because it's like phenomenal attendance, just the right size dealer's room. We've been doing this show for, I think this was our 10th year. It was the show's 14th year, but our 10th year doing it. And it's like, or 9th or 10th, I don't know. It's been a minute, but oh, it was intense. Non-stop sales, which I would wish that on anybody. Like, I feel really akin to other vendors. Like, even if it's somebody that I might not like them personally, as a vendor, I get them. Like, we are in the same sinking ship, like, or at least on the same ship on choppy waters if we're lucky. But and so it's like my heart goes out to them, and just about everybody that we talked to in the dealer's room had a phenomenal weekend. And I'm like, yes, because a lot of these folks are, I see them more than I see my blood family, just on the show circuit doing shows, and talking to some of them, a lot of us are already worrying about how we're going to get through winter and like these different things. And so it's to see them have a good, to hear them say, yeah, sales were good. I'm like, yes. Ooh, so good. But no, you're 100% right. Yvonne Juarez, do I say that right? Says conventions are totally reinvigorating, gets the creativity flowing. It does. And to have two conventions back to back yesterday, Randy and I were just sitting, like one of our friends came over to use our Cricut machine. And I looked at Randy and I was like, my last two brain cells are staring at the wall. Like they cannot get their button under them. And so today I'm feeling much better. Randy feels like he could sleep for another like week and a half, but I'm pretty exhausted. But this morning I did some wire wrapping on this piece that we're going to be making some like variations of today, as well as one of y'all. Callie's delightful, but she's a little turd. Where's she at? And she had knocked, like I had the cabs that were given to me stacked with the notes of the people who had given them. And that all got jumbled up. So I don't remember who sent me this cab. Ah, Amber. Thank you. But I wire wrapped this one, and Randy says I have to make it into a necklace. So
now you can talk about the thing with the YouTube and the super chat.
What's the thing with the YouTube and the? Oh yeah, okay. Amber, that reminds us. Well, it's very generous. Randy and I would like to ask people to stop donating to Super Chat, because, well, first off, we can't give you anything for it. And I feel like you could go and you could buy a digital download off my Etsy. You could pledge to my Patreon tier. You could just donate. If you want to just mail me money through the internet, Back to Earth Creations at yahoo.com is my PayPal. Do you love?
We'll figure out a donate thing.
Right, we'll put together a donate button or something, but it's like I haven't been able to figure. Randy and I both have put our heads together, and it's like we can't figure out how to actually track how and where the money that you all are so generously donating is actually going, or how much we actually get of it. And so I really feel like, well, I appreciate y'all's support. I do want you to get something for your money, and we have a couple of different avenues that y'all could go through where we can track it a little bit better. We could refund it if that ever comes up, and just kind of do it that way. But which breaks my heart because it just makes my day whenever I see that super chat light up. But Randy's right on this one.
It's basically what it boils down to is the amount that YouTube pays us has not been increasing or decreasing,
Right.
regardless of how much people have been super chatting.
Yeah. Or subscribing or watching or
any of that.
Yeah, so until we get that figured out. Thanks, Tracy. And thank you guys for being understanding too. Ah, right on. Oh, well, Amber, no, that's been, and I appreciate it too. Like, don't ever apologize for being generous, like, at all. Okay, trying. Also, if you guys have any questions, be sure to do the @ and then Yvonne Williams, spelled just like how my screen name is. That way it makes it orange. And Randy is quietly in the other room moderating, and he'll copy paste your comments and get them to me. That way I can answer them. We do have some announcements. Boop, boop. Okay, the Von Blog Vlog, episode 2 is going, we're going to shoot that this, gosh, I love this saddle chair, but I can't really sit cross-legged in it. We're shooting episode 2 this afternoon, so if you guys had any questions that you wanted answered in that video, be sure to head over to my Monster Vlog and leave a comment on the Von Blog Vlog vidcast episode 1. I just love saying it. Randy's going to be putting a link somewhere.
It'll be in the video description.
It'll be down in the video description once he gets it added. Our next event is Tokyo and Tulsa, July 12th through 14th in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. We're not teaching any panels or anything. We're just vending at that one, but it's another one of those really busy shows. But I'd love it if y'all could stop by. Anybody in the area could stop by and say hey and kind of hang out. You know, it's a cool way to get to meet y'all in person. Oh, that's a cat. Okay. Also, we have some stuff up for sale on Etsy. We have more of the craft-along kits, as well as this necklace and a couple of other pieces. Like we did a bit of clearance at this show, and so we're going to be adding a lot of new pieces to Etsy over the next couple of days. Yeah, she's rambunctious. We donated the box of clothes that she's been laying on, so now she's mad because her bed's gone. This month's craft along kits for our Patreon supporters, the $20 and up tiers. Sorry, I'm getting all these announcements out of the way before we get crafting. Those are going to be very wire heavy this month. Like if you're wire wrapper, chainmail heavy. If you're a chainmailer, we don't quite have the time right now to dome cabs the way that we'd like. But there will be at least one cabochon in your craft along kits, but it's going to be like really material heavy, like as far as the wire and chainmail rings go. And we will be mailing those. We're on schedule to be mailing them on the 15th of the month. So that's going to be great. Also, a huge thank you to all of our patrons, first off, but second off, to everybody who was in the no reward tier. We finally have that. There's one person left in there in the no reward tier, but they wanted to be, and they don't even get stuff mailed to them anyways, so it's like we finally got that fiasco cleaned up and taken care of, and I'm just like, so thank you guys so much, because Randy and I have no control over being able to go in and like change your tiers and stuff. So just that all y'all did that for us, going in and like changed your settings. I know it can be frustrating and confusing sometimes. I know it is for me at least. But I really appreciate y'all doing that and getting like that whole mess is cleaned up now. And thank goodness, because we were losing our minds. If any of y'all are patron supporters and you're not receiving your benefits or your packages or anything like that, please feel free to contact us, direct message on Patreon, or even an email if the Patreon messenger isn't working for you. But just let us know if you're unhappy or if your crate didn't arrive or anything like that, because if we don't know what's up, then we can't help you. But I just wanted to kind of throw that invite out there to all of our very generous patrons. Jim asks, how was the weekend? Phenomenal. Best sales we've had in probably a couple of years. And also at that show, with the exclusion of Dragon, this is one of our best shows. Oh no, Daniel, don't be unhappy. And it was just an intense amount of catching up with friends as well. There were some artist friends that we got to hang out with that we haven't seen in like 4 years, that like last time we see them was in Iowa typically. And it was really nice to get to see and hang out with everybody and everything. Why is that? Oh, it's my fan. It's rattling. Ooh, that was louder. Okay, if you guys can hear the rattling, it's just my box fan. Okay, Carol says, this is Carol. Hey, Carol. Any idea that you can tell me on white bucks to buy on jewelry, how to identify the metals and stones? Anything back will help. I'm not sure about that first part of the question, Carol. I know you do voice to text, and that can make it kind of jumbled sometimes. But how to identify metals and stones? I have magnetized plier heads, and that typically helps me to know if anything has iron in it. Oftentimes I'll test and I'll just leave I'll put it onto the front porch where the wind won't blow it away but the sun can hit it. And sometimes some of the enameled metals, or whether it's not enameled or not, I can tell if it's rusting, if it's tarnishing, if it's fading from silver to gold, will kind of give me ideas about how it's behaving. But it can be really difficult with, especially with like scavenged or salvaged jewelry, to know what compounds, like what metal is it. Normally I just kind of guess. and then also you can tell sometimes by the weight of it if it's like plated or something too. But more often than not, I just recommend keeping really good track of everything that you purchase. Chris, I like that. Make America craft again. I love that. Oh no, no sound. I don't know. Can everybody else hear me? Ah, blah, blah, blah. Testing. Sorry, I'm not going to stop being obnoxious. But.
You see the pendant again?
Yeah. Yes. Actually, that was the last of our announcements, and I completely lost my train of thought anyways. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. I'm going to get this flipped around so that we can... Oh, crap. Okay. I gotta fix this. Hey, Gorilla, how's it going? I still haven't had a chance to reply to your email. I'm so sorry. I don't know how Randy and I used to do like 30 shows a year. We did 2 shows back to back, and I'm brain dead now. Straight up. Okay, there we go. There's a little thingy popped out of the other thingy. So, hey, Stephanie, how's it going? Okay, so this is the pendant. Let me get this lamp turned on. Little mouse. Okay. What are the earrings in front of you? Some of those earrings were gifted to me. Some of them are ones that I've made. Yeah, that's going to drive me crazy. Let me find a screwdriver. Hey, Randy. Do you have a flat or Phillips head screwdriver? My fan's... No, it's just... I need some trash. Where's some trash at? I'll use this, my little list. Are you going to NomCon? I didn't even know that was a thing. What's NomCon? I don't need a screwdriver anymore, honey. I'm just cramming trash into the fan so it stops rattling. Oh, thank God. Okay. That's good. Are those chakra colors? They are, Jennifer. I love chakra jewelry, but there's like, you could Google, stones that associated with chakras, or read in like 10 different books or 10 different websites and get 10 different answers. So I just went with the beads that I have. And I had little rainbow moonstone ones, but then when I was hammering it, they both broke. So there's that. But we've got amethyst, sodalite, malachite, tiger's eye, carnelian, and garnet. But this design we can do with, whatever Nation of Makers conference. Huh. Oh, well, that'd be really cool. But yeah, for those of y'all who follow me over on, me neither, Travis. It's, you just type the @ sign, and then without, like, @ no space, like, just @ capital YVONNE space capital WILLIAMS. Yeah, you've got to have all the, exactly like how the screen name shows up. And it'll highlight it in orange. No, I didn't. I scraped it into a little fairy bottle. But for those of y'all who follow me on DeviantArt, this is a design that I had done anywhere from 6 to 8 years ago. I can't remember. How do you keep from crushing your tila beads when you're using them to make a frame for your pendants? I'm having issues. That's honestly, excuse me. Honestly, Marianne, that's the hardest part about working with the Tila beads. A lot of it is just being very, very careful to not stress them at all. I recommend using as thin of a wire as you can. Hey, Patricia. Hey, hippie. Oh, it's so dusty. But to not stress it, that was the hardest part, because if there's any kind of stress or anything going on in there, they have a tendency to break. Ah, well, I didn't even know that was a thing, Tashers. Thanks. That's very helpful. Okay, so I'm going to put that away. Tidying up the thing. Cheers, everybody. What are the blue glass beads right by that item that you just made in my den? These guys. These are things that I want to learn how to make. I'd gotten them from Fire Mountain Gems ages ago, but the little glass, this part, breaks off so easily. But and they got some little bubbles in them and stuff. But I was gonna make some macrame jewelry with them with just some like blue and quartz beads. And then these guys are some earrings that I need to finish. Just tidying up the workspace. Okay, so for this one here, I'm using for the edge wire a 16 gauge parawire. And I like the titanium tone stuff because it has kind of the look of antique silver. And I'm just going to cut off like maybe 10 inches. And I want to make like 5 of these. Because I want some for in the booth and I want some for on Etsy. Because already, y'all, we are preparing for Dragon. We just did like a bulk order of some cloth for garments.
Episode 1 of the blog is now in the description.
Oh, thank you, baby. I shall look. Yep. Thank you for that, I guess. So Randy just notified me that episode 1 of the Vaughn blog vlog is in the description, where if you click on that, you can go ask any questions, like personal, otherwise, like worst case scenario, I can just Google it for you and read the first hit on the video. As well as the Discord invite and the
You're getting behind on questions.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Ooh. So Marianne said, how do you keep from crushing your... Okay, I answered that one. Teresa asks, what are the blue... I answered that one. Okay, what kind of cab was that in your Tila bead setting? This is hematite. It was a really big hematite bead that I had gotten, which is just mirror finish. If I can shine my fingerprints off of it. Yeah, wave, mirror finish. That I really like hematite. It's just gorgeous. And Susan says, I got all my wire today, my birthday box. I got 4 different gauge wire and my chip beads and 4 boss bead bags. Now I need ideas. Right on. Just try something. Pick a favorite and go. I think is the best way to go about it. So we have 5 at the 10 inch. What's up, love? Right? Pool Pro asks, will you be entering the cosplay contest at Tokyo and Tulsa? I will not be. In years past, I don't know if they have the same folks judging, but they've been very particular about having original characters. And since and this isn't something that the convention typically says, not just Tokyo and Tulsa, but a lot of them, but I personally feel like whenever I've competed in a piece, once I've placed, I retire the piece. So my Spyro was kind of a one and done competition piece, but I am going to be wearing it around to some of the other conventions and stuff. So while I may be in costume, I will not be competing in the costume contest. And also it takes like all day. Like they've got a very big competition. Lots of people, takes all day of like, and it's for that one, the booth is the priority. Right on. I'm going to have to check out NomCon. That sounds really cool. And Adam Savage is just the best. So, what gauge wire did you use on the outside, that pendant? On this one, these, I think I just used 4 strands of 20 gauge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I used 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 inside the beads. Right? Oh, thank you. Jody. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Okay, so then we have 5 more cut. And this is also a little bit of an insight to how I mass produce handmade things, which can get, I don't know. I try to have each one be original too, but it helps me morph them into new designs as well. So this one here is 5.5, almost 6 inches long. What does the back of that hematite look like? Yeah, the back is where I want to work on it. I was thinking about for in a future rendition of this one to just bring the Tila beads all the way down, like bring them down to like here, and then have it start splitting off a little bit more systematically. I think that'd be cool. Ooh, Sparky says, I have my first craft fair this Sunday. Any advice on what to bring other than jewelry? Do you mean other than jewelry for sale or other than things for sale? Because that would help clarify. Because honestly, bring whatever you have that you've made to sell. But for like not for sale stuff, bring lots of water. Bring lots of like shelf stable snacks like meat and cheese sticks that don't need refrigerated, or like grapes I've found are really great because sometimes if it's a very busy show, you might not have time to eat a whole apple, but you've got some time to just pop some grapes, in your mouth and kind of go. Ooh, Patient says, I want to make some clay flat beads to paint on. Please share your thoughts. I think that'd be great. Like, are you going to be using polymer clay or? Letty says, did you enter any costume contests this weekend or were you just vending? We were just vending. I didn't even get to dress up in costume. Like, I mean, we wore, the bunch of us wore like elf ears and horns and stuff, but, we didn't really like, dress up very much. Zach had dressed up like his plague doctor for a little bit. But this is the first like quite busy show that we've brought him to. And it's very warm during setup. Yeah. And I avoid things like raw broccoli or strawberries or anything that gets stuck in my teeth really easily because I'm talking to people and stuff and I don't want to like spit like, broccoli scuzz from between my teeth. So some chewing gum. You can't necessarily get away from the booth to brush your teeth, but just popping in some gum is nice because those meat sticks, especially if it's the pepperoni ones, can give you like dragon breath. And I just feel like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell in y'all's ears, but I feel like a good breath is just a human courtesy to each other. What size did I use for you? What you say, love? Curses, he says. Where in the heckins did that thing go? I had like a canister of stuff. I was gonna try to assemble everything first, but where the heck are you? I think I knocked it off with my butt earlier. Where you at, little jar? Well, heck. Okay, well, I lost my whole jar. Like, I had, like, a bigger version of this that I used to shape the mandrels around, and I lost it. So, guess we're going to be making a different sized thing today. So, yeah, so to make this, we use... Did you, Penny? Oh, that's awesome. Legitimately, Dodgers, like, I was wondering if it was behind it. It was not. Did it fall in the trash? Oh, yes, it fell in the trash. Naughty. Okay. So, yeah, this is the size thingy that I use to do the outside edge. So what I want to do is I'm just going to shape a bunch of these things. Ah! We've been so bad about being active on Facebook here lately, Penny. I hope nobody ever gets offended that we just are basically inactive, but other than almost obligatory business posts just to try to stay relevant in their analytics, which is a futile battle, I feel like. I've almost just given up on participating in social media altogether because I get like maybe 25% of my day back by not being on there. What is the size on that container? Christy, this one looks to be about 1.5 inches in diameter. But 2 inch, something 2 inches wouldn't hurt because this one started to get pretty snug. So, well, thank you, Jason. I should have clarified supplies like pliers, displays, and jump rings. Gotcha. Have you done the mock setup of your booth yet so that you'll know what displays that you need? Because it's definitely something that I would recommend is having, set up in all your displays and things. I kind of want to do a tutorial of how to just use scrap cardboard to make necklace displays. Yep, that sounds about right, Marie. Well, heck. No, I can't find my flat nose pliers. I always have a ring mandrel with me, something that can open and close jump rings, and like wire snips and round nose pliers. Well, Laura, it's unofficial, but we think we might be poking our heads into VisionCon this weekend. We don't know because things are still super hectic and busy, but we do need to stop by Tandy, and I want to stop by the glass studio that is there in Springfield because we need to figure out if we can, have a kiln in our house or not. So we're going to try to stop by there and see what advice they might be able to give us. And I totally just brain farted and lost my train of thought. Fortunately, Randy has been sending me questions, so what kind of wire is it? It looks square. I hammered it. Is what we ended up doing. Have you discovered Alex Fern yet? You should follow him. He makes the coolest glass tabs. I haven't, but I will check that out. Sparky's asked that. Okay, yeah. I answered that. And Jim asks, ever do trades? I'm not open to trades currently, though I do feel like I owe you quite a bit for all the things that you've been very generously sending us for like a million years now. But I'm desperately trying to finish up a couple of custom pieces that have been on my workbench for too long. And then kind of do some things that we feel like we need to do for the channel and for the business and for the home. Because I feel like I'm finally lining back up with myself on, doing projects that, I do it just wire wrap something because it's fun, not because it's original or because it's, because I'm going to make a tutorial about it or anything. Just do it just because it's fun. And that's something that I've lost sight of this past year. I feel like is just trying so hard to, maintain the success that we've been having that I feel like I've almost stopped doing the things that made us successful in the first place, which was just having fun. But, like, if that makes sense. And we're still, way more successful than we could have ever hoped and dreamed. But it's, the goal is, the overarching goal is to one day, where in the heckins, is to, be successful enough financially that I can art without having to worry about whether or not it's sellable or like, anything like that. Right on. Yvonne, I used about 10 inches for the outside and 6 inches for the inside. It's more than what we need, but better more than less. If I had a chance to ship the pendant, it's okay. I have an idea. Why not sell it in your store and donate the proceeds? Ooh, now that's an idea. Oh, I wish I had seen that so I could have thanked him for the great idea. Yeah, always have sunscreen for outdoors events. Marie says, I always have a case of water, sunscreen, and Gatorade or Powerade for sure, especially if it's during the hot season. A hand fan can be really nice too, because sometimes it's hot, but there's no wind. But like a hat to keep the sun off, because the pop-up tents that, a lot of us, like the easy ups that we set up our booths under, are fantastic for when the sun's directly ahead. But if the sun's like over here, it cuts just right under if you're on like the end of a row or there's too much space between canopies. And I don't know about y'all, but I still get sunburn even through those the easy ups. So doot doot doot. Lori says, "What is that beautiful pendant in front of you? Is that chakra colors?" It is. And with a little quartz crystal as well. And this is what we're making today. I'm actually making enough for 5 of them. So, do what, love? Oh, okay. Did you hear that Tandy Leather is closing? I don't know about that. I haven't heard that at all, Donna. Could it be a local Tandy Leather is closing for like where you are? Because it's surely, Tim would have said something, babe.
Yeah.
I hope not. Like, I need more information before. I mean, my impulse is to get immediately like panicked, but I need more information before I can make a decision about how I feel about that. Would you have to doing a tutorial on how to make the staff you used with your Spyro costume? Yes, Letty, I had actually gotten footage for all of that. I just have not edited yet, but it was not in with the footage that I had lost, so that is good news. Ooh. Oh, Christy, congratulations. She says, this Saturday I'm doing a Mom's Day Out festival where I am the star vendor. I'm so excited and scared. Oh, don't be scared. What is the glass shop in Springfield? The one I used to go on Sunshine Street isn't there any longer. I don't know. Let me see. I had Googled Glass Studio, Springfield, Missouri. And it is the Creative Escape Glass. I was going to call tomorrow when they open and try to like reserve like a spot. Tandy's closing most European stores. Huh. Well, that is something. Maybe they're shrinking and focusing. I hope they don't go under. I don't know who else I'd shop with, honestly. Try putting a canvas on the side that the sun's come in to make removable so you can move it around. And our tent does have sides, but sometimes if it's very, very windy, those get ripped. And so it's just a good idea to have the hat and sunscreen, anyways, especially if the sun's coming in from the front of your booth. So now we've got these almost split ring looking setups. Well, that one's on the floor now. And I'm just coming to the very end of the wire. Oops. Okay, so now we're following the wire around, and now that I know where this loop has ended up. Gotcha. Thank you, Gnome. Thank you for that clarification. Which, honestly, I don't know how much they have to pay to ship stuff to Europe, but I wonder how much that might have to do with it. So yeah, you can see we actually have this much extra left over, which I almost could have, let me test and see. Yeah, I almost could have just used the excess from the inside to make a little loop. We'll use this for something else though, I think. It's always a use for scrap. We actually didn't have a giveaway last Thursday. We were in the van and did not have signal, so nobody won. I guess we could do the giveaway on today's. Though honestly, I think it'd be better for us if we just rebooted, like kind of hit the restart button. Sorry but it's everybody who comments on today's live stream will get their name in the hat for the giveaway this Thursday. Sorry, I'm having to learn when to just cut ties and be like, okay, we're starting over. Because I've been nonstop, I feel like, for just like a year and a half playing catch up with myself. My kid just brought in a massive toad to show me things I was not expecting to happen. 101. Ooh, I love a good toad. I love a bad toad. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're just making this little... I want to keep the inside ring as intact as possible and as close to the size that I actually wanted it as possible. But I'm not too worried about it. Ooh, Kirsten. Oh, no. So I'm just going to set those guys aside. Well, I have the things cut out for them. Now I'm just going to leave them and just focus on one at a time. Oh, there went that. Aw, Amber. What wire are you using? Danielle, we're using, this is 16 gauge pair wire. It's an enameled copper in the silver plated titanium color. And so I'm just coming in like about that far past. Oh, thanks, Deborah. We worked really hard on building our inventory up, and I feel like we were very lucky. Jeremy, the gentleman who puts on the event, is always very good to us and had us in a great spot. And it's just, I really hope we get to be back there next year, because they jury it every year, which is good, you know. But oof, we're always a little worried that we might not get back in, and that would just break my heart. But nah, that's show business, baby. Oh, right on. Okay, so I'm designing this one a little bit differently from this one. This one I had trimmed and filed the wire before hammering. This one, I'm actually going to have those two pieces be overlapped. That way it gives us a little bit more three-dimensional feel. We'll see how this plays out though. But it's going to get loud. We've got our little block. And I've got my smashing hammer and my pinging hammer. Oh, well, I don't know. We've seen people that we feel like were more deserving than us to be there, not get back in, but there's no telling. There's no telling. Von Smash. Okay, so it's gonna be loud. But I'm just using, this is my heaviest hammer. I have no idea how much it weighs, like maybe like a pound. But it's enough that we get a pretty decent spread. Let me see if we can't zoom in here. Ooh, how do I make the drawer pulls out of cork and make it look good? I have no idea, Tracy. But yeah, you can kind of see that little bit of spread. It definitely... It definitely gives the wire a nice flash, and that's probably my favorite thing about hammered wire, is round wire has a very nice look to it, but the flat wire has that nice... Excuse me. has that nice, like, kind of flash to it. And also that texture as well. Thank you. Where do you find the pliers with the silicone tips? These are called nylon jaw pliers, and you can get them on Amazon or at any craft store, which is kind of nice because you can use like coupons and stuff. Thank you, Randy. You said bless you. And something that I always take note of to not forget is that sometimes the wire, like my loops, will open up a little bit whenever I hammer them. So I just remind myself to come back in after hammering and just position those right back. Right, Shannon, yeah. A more forceful version of Smoosh. Yes, Daniel. Right. Oh, I have no idea about that gnome. I just know that it costs, used to we could ship something to the UK. It felt like for like $4 or $5, and now it's at least 13. So, oops. Now, also, this is enameled wire, and I just wanted to show you guys the end, how nicely it holds up to hammering. Like, the enamel's not flaking, it's not doing anything weird. Now, I am going to go through and do a secondary texture on this one with our little peen hammer. The smaller the tip, the smaller the little texture it'll leave. And again, even though it's enameled, oh yeah, for sure, Nessa. Even though it's enameled, it's still holding up fantastically. Oof. And I will be doing an actual video tutorial of this design. Where the camera's in focus. Hopefully it'll be nice and not blurry and just all the good things. There we go. And step by step. So don't feel like you're going to miss out on anything if you're not able to stick around for the whole live stream. Because I will be doing a video of this. Like, probably honestly actually shooting it today. But yeah, just a little bit. Very, subtle difference. But you alright, love? There is mail today. Christy, I got my bench block on Amazon. Oftentimes, a lot of what we have in our craft studio has been very generously gifted to by y'all. But more often than not, it's all from our Amazon wish list. So, okay, we do have 2 pieces of mail today, which I'm very intrigued about because I wasn't expecting anything, so I didn't think. So this one's got the little Amazon smiley face on it. Is the hammered wire brighter than normal, or is it just me? It has a flat surface that behaves like a mirror, so it'll like shine brighter, and it has a very nice flash. But it's still the same color. Ooh, okay. Oh, now there's no note. There's no note in the cardboard. Well, now I've got some cardboard to show how to make cardboard necklace displays. Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be nice. They're sodium flare polycarbonate Lamport glasses. Lamport glass glasses. Oh, and they clip right on. I wonder if they'll work with my new frames. Ooh. I'm going to look like my dad, I think. This is the same lens shape as how's this going? Okay. That's gonna be pretty tight. Okay, so it just swings open and then you can press there and there and it opens it up. And it looks like it's just gonna hold right on to the lenses. The things are nice and protected. Yes! I can dig this. I like the way that the world looks through this color of lens, by the way, you guys. It's just wicked cool. I can show you how the world looks through these lenses. It's very bright. Because it's the future. And you can go like this. Where my camera lens? Ha ha! Yep, that's how the world looks. 100%. But it's really cool whenever you look at like lights and stuff. Because it removes the, it's like that's regular. And so see like how, I don't know, I'll show you guys on, I'm gonna have to actually do some lampwork glass videos, even though I feel like I'm quite horrible at it. Like I love it, but everything keeps breaking. I think it's because I really need to, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for annealing. But that's why we're going to the fuse glass class, is so that we can learn more about kilns, so we can see if our house is, like, if we can even have one in our house. But these are super important because they reduce the sodium flare and all the harmful stuff that goes into your eye holes whenever you do lampwork glass. So who sent this? This was, because I did not order this. This is very generous, whoever sent this to me. Thank you. Chris, I got the bench block that I'm using on Amazon. Kelly asks, did a person get into contact with Vaughn regarding her crafting tools? I don't think anybody did. I try to have a pretty comprehensive Amazon list of like the different tools that I use for different things. Carol says, why do women put tape on wire when they're hammering? I don't know about other folks, but I do it because if I do it on like a section of it, then I can hammer without my fingers getting in the way, because that way I don't like bop my fingers. Shannon says, would you suggest needle files or regular sized files for smoothing metal? If you have to invest in one over the other, I would go with a needle, because it's going to take you longer on larger pieces, but you can get into the tight spaces that that the larger files just wouldn't be able to get into, like, if that makes sense. Like, I can show you. Let me put these back in their sleeve. I actually have this one from my glasses that I got a little sleeve for it, so they'll still see. If I were my big file, what would I have done with myself? There you are. So this is a flat emery file, and then here I have another flat emery file. They are technically, they will do the same thing, but while this one would cover a large work surface and get it done quick, I can go places with this one that this one just would not fit. So if I had to pick one over the other one, I'd do this. Oh, geez. Jean says, do you ever buy from Panda Hall? I won a Mother's Day contest in 2016. It took me a year to get it. I haven't. I think I used to get their magazine. Somehow they had gotten like my address when we lived in Tennessee. Sorry, I just brain farted really hard. I forget what I was saying. Do what, love? Yeah, but I've never ordered from them. Christy asks, where is the best place to get resin cabochon supplies? What all would I need to start making my own cabochons? If you just want to make cabochons like out of just straight resin, I recommend Tiny Windows. Has some really great molds and stuff, and then also just any of the silicone molds that are shiny finish on Amazon will make a nice shiny resin piece that won't need any sanding or anything typically there on the surface of it. So, ooh, right on, Lisa. I'm sorry for your loss, but congrats on the files. Like, I don't know. Yeah, little windows. Sorry, I don't know. I thought it was tiny window. I don't know. Might be getting things mixed up. Fused glass class, Vaughn vlog. Things you should try to say 5 times fast. Right? Teresa asks, can you use square wire on that pendant instead of hammering it? You could. Square wire can sometimes be significantly more expensive than round wire. So given the option, I can modify round wire into square for if and when I feel like I need it. But I cannot make, well, not in my current capacity, I can't make square wire round again. So this is our second package. Ooh, okay. Holy crap, wow. So this is glow-in-the-dark pigment powder. Ten colors. Wow. From Decorum on Amazon. They'd actually, I need to reply to their email and let them know I received it. They sent these to us so that we would do a video on, like, review it and stuff. I've never used this kind before. Oh, wow, those are big old things of it. That's going to be nice. It's got a little UV lamp, too. Well, we can test it out immediately. Let's go. I'm going to turn the lights off, and we're going to hide under the desk and see how this works out. There we go. There's that one. And, oh God, don't look into the light. It's so bright. Okay. Okay. Is that glow? Is it UV or just glow in the dark? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Let me get this camera down here. Hey, camera. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, the thing's in the way. Hey, everybody. Oops, it's still in the way. Okay, there it is. Nope. And, okay, there it is. Well, it's still too tall. Well, you guys can kind of see. So this is my filthy floor. But it is a lot brighter. This camera is killing me. Let me lower this down just a little bit more. Okay. So we're going to huddle here in the dark. This is the darkest part of the house right now because of all the windows and stuff. They didn't send batteries. Hey, Randy, do you have any batteries?
What size?
I think AAA. Let me see. No. Yeah, AAA. I need 3 AAA batteries. That was very anticlimactic. Or can I just see the thingy on your keychain? Please don't die. I need you. And not just for batteries. Oh, that thing I dropped. Found it. Use your light for nail polish. Yeah, that's all the way in the other room, though. You okay?
Yeah.
Wrong tube?
Yep.
Gotcha. Randy's retrieving, Randy's retrieving batteries for me. Little Windows has a sale going on right now, too, with a coupon code. I'll go see if I can find the code. Ooh, right on. Is a UV light the same as a black light? I don't know. I think, like, in my heart, I feel like black lights... UV lights do what black lights do, but black lights don't do what UV lights do. Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't think I could cure gel nail polish with, like, a Halloween black light. But the nail polish lamp would, you know, make UV crack roll. Okay, so we got... Thank you for the batteries, honey. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I hurt myself today. See if I still feel. Where's your now? Which end do I put in? Focus. It's dark. You can't see. Okay, it's got an arrow that goes down. Ooh, it's all super glowy. Like this shark glows wonderfully. Okay. Hopefully, there's no incriminating. No. Okay. Y'all ready? And the camera's not picking up on it. Oh, that's frustrating. Does it? You can kind of... Okay, I'm going to get in here. We're going to try to turn it around. Boop. Turn it. How will I die? Is it because of allergies? Yeah. Is your smashing hammer called a chasing hammer? I do believe it could be. So... Again, it's almost too bright whenever the black light actually hits it. Oh no! Sorry, I didn't mean to. Randy is retrieving a blanket for me to put over my head. But yeah, they're glowing really nicely. But that way we can make it like completely dark. And we're just gonna make a little like tent fort out of the craft room. Oh, excellent. Better than a blanket, a towel. Okay. So we get that. Thank you, honey. Okay, so I'm gonna use my big head to pin this to the thing. Maybe I can hide it in the drawer. Use that to pin that up there. Ooh, it's nice and warm from the dryer though. Okay, so now we have it turned around. Boop. Okay, so there we are. So now look at how brightly that's glowing right there from where the light was hitting it. Yeah, so that's nice and glowy. Wow, these are really cool. I wonder like what the value of this is. Like, oh no, my little fort broke. Yeah, and the you can see these back ones weren't catching as much glow. So while they react very vibrantly initially, you can kind of build up a little bit of a glow in them. I'm really interested in the purple, but I wonder how much this costs online because so far they're amazing and I want to see how they hold up being dissolved in like water-based acrylic paint to see if they dissolve completely or if they're like encapsulated. Ooh, I like that purple. Very subtle. It's hard to find a really nice purple glow, and it's hard to find a red that actually looks red. So the red still glows more orange than anything. Tell us the ghost story. I don't know. I don't know any good ghost stories. Gosh, that just looks so neat, though. Like, I love that. But yeah. For the night is dark and full of terrors. Okay. Ouch. So, I get out from under my little towel blankie. That's really cool. I can't wait to try these out and test them through the full, even in like low light. You can see this blue one on the end, especially. It's glowing really nicely. Let me see if I can't get up off the floor without making a further fool of myself. Not really worried about that too much though. If y'all didn't mind me being foolish, I don't think you'd be here. Oh, I like this blanket though, or towel. Crank the little. They are Decor ROM, I think. Let's see. Glow in the dark powder, yeah, by Decor ROM. I think they sent me like a link or something that whenever I do the video, I can share the thingy. And last time, I've used their UV resins before, and had a really great effect. And they gave me like a 10% off coupon that I could give everybody to use. I don't know if I have any. I'll ask them if they want me to run a promo like that on this one as well. But we will have to wait and see. But yeah, it's Decor ROM. And that's the box. Glow in the dark powder, 10 colors. Gentle to the skin, water-based. You can use it on skin? UV light charging, long lasting. Okay. Interesting indeed. Oh, come on, lamp. There we go. Excuse me. Oh, that's so bright. But yeah, wow, that was generous of them too. They sent me 2 boxes. And you can use it in slime. So that makes me think that it would, yeah, very nice big bottles. We'll have to see. Have to see. That would be really cool. Pack them out. And I love that it came with this little, I just want to go make everything go up. I want to go make everything glow. There it goes. Okay. Well, thank you guys for the glasses and the, I wonder how the glasses look, whatever. I'll try that later. Okay, back to wire wrapping. So let's get this looped around. Okay, so we did our thingy. We used the ball peen hammer to get a nice contrasting texture. Right, Lisa? Oh, where did I put my tablet? Okay. Still trying to answer questions as we go also. That's a really good question. Let me scroll back a little bit. Would you suggest UV resin or the other resin? Tracy, I personally have a preference to 2-part epoxy resins like Art and Glow or Art Resin or Total Boat or, you know, any of the ones like that. But I've seen people do some amazing things with UV resin also. UV resin typically has a pretty strong smell, so that kind of discourages my use of it. But other than that, it works pretty cool. Also, it gets very hot and can sometimes you do a rippling in some of the paints, like the PBO and nail polish paints. Buttload of ceramic glazes that I'm never going to use as I have sold my kiln. Would you be interested? Ooh. I don't know, Lisa. That's very generous for you to bring that up, but I don't have a kiln or anything right now and don't do any ceramic work, but maybe somebody in here would be up for them. So just because I may not doesn't mean that somebody else in here can't. A UV light gives us ultraviolet rays. A black light is just colored purple blue. But then with the black light, how come UV reactive stuff reacts? Like, you know what I mean? Huh. I don't know. I feel like I need to Google it and learn some things. Do you use nail polish in your resin pieces? If so, what is the ratio for resin and nail polish mixed? Or is it normal 1-1 ratio plus nail polish? I haven't mixed nail polish into the uncured resin, but I have painted cured resin with nail polish, if that makes sense. So I imagine, though, it would be the regular 1-1 ratio. And then you would add the nail polish, same as I do, like, whenever I use, like, alcohol ink and stuff. I really should do some experimentation with that. I've just been, it feels like we've been so busy just fulfilling orders and things that, it's hard to stay up with, you know, experimenting on the little things when I have to do. Ooh. Penny says I got a lovely coffee brown color with 2-part resin and cocoa powder. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna do, what gems? I'm gonna do amethyst on this one. So we did chakra colors on one, and so now I'm gonna come in and do amethyst on this one. And I think I'm gonna use a big old honkin' like that one. Are you faceted? Yeah, you're faceted. That should be okay. So we've got a 10mm, 2 8mm. Now these are just 5 though. So let me rummage through my other stuff and see if I can't find some 6mm. So there's that. And I'm going to use this little guy as like a corral for, oops, holding on my beads. And maybe I have some in here that are 6mm. You know there's an 8mm unfaceted. So maybe if I can find a second one. Yep, okay, so we won't use the faceted ones in this. Nothing wrong with faceted, I just like to be consistent. Put them in there for a future project. I really hope that I can find some 6mm amethyst beads. Because the more gradual of a gradient I can accomplish, the happier of a panda I am. I don't think I'm going to be so lucky today. Be daring and flip over. Nope, still don't see any. Okay. So maybe, I don't know, let's start picking random bins. Are you seeing it? Are you? No, you're shiny though, I like that. Maybe up here? Well, crap. Maybe I have some in this bead tray over here. Here, just a sec, guys. Oh, Kelly, the last convention was phenomenal. Thank you for asking. Let me see if I have any in this tray. Y'all, check out what I just found. This was one of my very, very first jewelry pieces. But like, I mean, a lifetime ago. Ooh, there's a 6mm. I can scavenge that. But they were little chip beads that I painted with black acrylic paint to have little runes on them. And then covered it with clear nail polish so it wouldn't scrape off. But I wanted to make myself like a little anklet. Let's see, how did I finish the ends? Oh, it's like, it's fishing line that I just tied a bunch of knots in. Oh no. Teresa, I've actually found that diffused beauty rings or any kind of diffused LED light, the brighter and more diffused you can get, the better, I think. But I don't have any particular brands or anything off the top of my head that I'd recommend. No. Do you use nail polish? And then Laura said, rule of thumb when using paint or nail polish, keep the ratio to 10% added after mixing the resin. Colors that have water in them can ruin the resin and it won't cure. That's really good to know, Laura. Thank you. Yes, Randy, I caught up with the ones that you sent. Yeah. All of them? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I think. But yeah, those are one of my very first jewelry pieces, y'all. This is how it began. It was an anklet that I wanted to wear to the Ren Fair. I'll hide it so future me will find it later and be pleasantly surprised also, maybe. What in the heck is this? Is it, ew! Oh, it's old polymer clay. Okay, I'll throw that in the trash now. Ah, and, huzzah, 6mm amethyst. Excellent. Found what we're looking for. So yeah, hashtag hoarding. Oop, bury that back in there. Yeah, do it, Jody, for sure. And that's the thing, guys, is I spend too much time on Instagram. You know, I'll go on there and think that I'm doing something productive, and then it turns out that I'm clearly not. But sometimes I'll see people post like very either passive aggressive or downright aggressive things about, you know, people stealing designs or, you know, like calling other people out and stuff, being like, well, they stole my design. And I'll see something, I'm like, you know, I've seen work like that from the 70s before, you know, some of us were even born. People have been making jewelry like that. It's like, I don't know. I personally try to not claim any designs because art, I feel, does not exist in a vacuum. And anytime that I have had, I dare say, the arrogance to feel like I had an original idea, sometimes it can feel that way. You know, I'll like Google it and then it'll be like, nope, that's been done lots of times. So it's just, I don't know, it gave me like bad pits in my stomach. But to see people tear each other down for the sake of credit, which I understand, you know, I get it. I have felt, you know, at times especially in the beginning, that it's like, you know, well, that's really similar to my work, and feel territorial and possessive of the art itself, but it's that's putting a glass over the flame, you know, or blocking out the light for a plant to grow. You know, it really it's a hard mindset to stay away from and to get out of. But I'm really glad that, you know, Randy's been very supportive in helping me to not have that mindset, because it just eats me to pieces, you know. Or I could give what I've learned as freely as I wish I could have learned it, and grow from that. So it's, if ever you see me do anything, it's not stealing, it's given freely. Go forth, make the thing, do the thing, make the stuff, and then give it as freely as hopefully you got it. Okay, so we're starting with the 10 millimeter bead. Did not mean to go on a bit of a tangent there on that one. I'm going to scooch this out of the way. I really need to sand and refinish the top of this desk so I have a better background for y'all. Okay, so I've done 10 rotations on this side. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Hopefully I don't go out of frame for you guys. There we are. Are you wrapping both or just one wire? I wrapped around there 5 times and then threaded both through that 10 millimeter amethyst. And I'm going off of one side with one of the wires. This is 28 gauge in the same color. And now I'm going to wrap the other side, just the bigger frame wire, 10 times. It can tangle around both, but don't hesitate to just kind of wrench that back open. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we give it a smush. Ooh, if we can, that hammering the wire, I am going to say, makes it really hard to just smush and slide things along. But in the little gaps where it peeks through, I think it makes it look super cool. So trade-offs, but trade-offs to be mindful of. Do what? You can, and how to just, sorry. What? I've missed something. I just looked up and started reading comments. Whatever are you guys talking about? Good gravy. Oof. Okay. And so the goal here is to, the goal here is to weave until I've reached like the edge of where the bead is. So that was 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's try 15. Maybe that's getting us, yeah, 15 will get us where we're going. So now I'm going to flip it around to the other side and do another 5. This is the design that I had initially done that led me into one of my wire Elfier designs that I felt pretty clever for making. 4, 5. And again, it's just, you know, I just say what I said, and then it's like, oh, my Elfier design. It's like, well, it's a thing that I've made, and that's the only way that I can claim it. 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I try to not shape it around too much, but see how this one got a little floppy and is curved now? I wanted it to be straight, but this is life now. We could just unwrap it if we're like, nah, you're supposed to be straight, and really cinch that down tight if I can stay in frame. Yeah, there we are. And now 5 rotations. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, bird. Okay. So I think it's just life now. So bringing this up and around. What is goopy all over this today? There we go. And I do try to make it, this one's coming from behind, so I bring that one on top so it has a little bit of that element of the figure 8 weave. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, or as Lily Tree calls it, the corset weave, I think is what she calls it. And I think I'm actually gonna have to do like 8 or 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're gonna thread on one of our 8mm beads. 8, okay. Gravity still works. And then I'm just going to bring it out. I want them to be friendly and side by side to each other. We'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to wrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just do 8 or 10. 6, 7, 8. I started with a full arm span of this 28 gauge. Ah, crap, what count was I on? Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Yeah, and Kelly, the more you do it, she had said that I really need to get past my hesitation with wire wrapping. Just the more you do it, the better you'll get. And oftentimes, folks won't even see what you feel are mistakes. They'll just see that as part of the piece of art. So just keep on crafting, crafting. Oh no, Angie. Well, and also I am going to be doing a full edited different variations before sharing the video. That way we could talk about that in the tutorial. So if your connection is shoddy or if the camera's blurry, we will be having a hopefully better version of this coming out before the end of the year. And I wasn't even counting that one. Great. Yeah, I almost feel like I would have rather left this one not hammered. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, just to make sure that everything's actually going where I wanted it to go. And I don't mind too much movement with my beads, but I also I don't mind a little bit of movement, but I don't want so much that it's gonna rattle when you wear it. Right on. Well, and that's I think in our live streams I'm going to be doing more, it may be less direct interaction, but more actual crafting. And then we've got the Von Blog vlog for personal questions and stuff over on my vlog channel. Okay, so now we're going to bring this back up, just the bare wire. And you could just weave it on out and just have it where it's just beads connecting, but I kind of liked it with that little bit of wire just connecting the two. Six, 7. Okay. So we've done 7 rotations, and now I'm going to add our 6mm. And so you can kind of see now, I'm sure, how this is going to just kind of gradiate down to smaller and smaller gemstones. What's up?
Time to make that dragon stop.
100%. And honestly, on days like this where I'm still, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty brain dead still. But just picking a piece and then making a bunch of it is what I do on days like this whenever it's like doy. Like I don't feel like my brain to mouth connection is that great. I'm just tired, essentially. But I can still sit down and mass produce handmade things. I want to do one that has a wired tree in this empty space. To the center component. you have it too where it's like this and connect here and here and have some stuff hang down. Um, possibilities are truly, I say this every time, but possibilities are endless. And that's what I like about this too is as you do each piece, it's going to evolve and mutate and become something new. And that's something that, with any kind of art, you start out, typically, a person starts out emulating what they see, so, you know, and your wire wrapping might look a lot like somebody else's style of wire wrapping. I mean, there's only so many ways to knit, like, and so there's only so many ways, that are easily conceived of setting an undrilled stone, in wire and stuff. And sometimes somebody will stumble across something, really truly unique and, that the world's never seen before. But more often than not, we're all kind of just doing, knitting and purling, if that makes sense. Oh no, that's the feed. Well, it looks like it's still recording. Beep boop, testing. But I think it can be really discouraging to some early artists, whether they're painters, writers, wire wrappers, chainmailers, leather workers, the countless creative mediums in this world. Um, it can be discouraging if you go to somebody who's new in their craft and they're like, no, that's too much like this other person's work. You know, um, you're doing it wrong, you're cheating, you're stealing. It's like, unless they're maliciously, which more often than not, they're not maliciously stealing somebody else's work and trying to pass it off as their own. Just be transparent. If you're a new artist, be transparent. Be like, yeah, I was inspired by this design by these people. I spend way too much on Instagram, or way too much time on Instagram. I really need to get better about learning the names of the people that I follow, because their work, their art affects mine so much that I'm like, I can't, thank them enough just for existing and arting and doing what they do. Um, but it's, my artwork would not exist if I weren't on some level emulating the beautiful works I've seen other people do. And I just don't really know how to come to balance with that whenever I hear people or see people be aggressive, and accusatory. And I'm very fortunate that oftentimes I'm not the, focus of that. But it still happens. But it's whenever I see them attack other people, I still feel defensive for the ones being attacked, because it's like, hey, unless that, you don't know that they were doing it on purpose, that they were being cruel with their intention. So I don't know. Feels like talking to myself, Yvonne, because she says, oh my god, you're so right, everything is derivative of something else, whether subconscious or not. It sparks creativity. Yeah, it's like, in, I don't know, that's just something that weighs heavy in my mind here lately. And I think it's something that we're all somehow simultaneously innocent and guilty of, you know. But I don't think a person should feel ashamed for being touched by the flame of someone else's creativity. Don't be mad that you inspired somebody and that they created something in your art's image. Unless, of course, the person's being an asshole about it. And then, but that's life. I really like amethyst with this silver. Yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna continue doing this weave around the edge. Right on, Linda. The great Bob Ross. Yep. Jody says, I thought I had this great idea about making trees of life on something like a shell or a stone. Then I saw a bunch of other people had the same idea. Okay. I'm actually going to flip this around because I want some face-to-face time chatting to y'all about this. I was actually thinking today about, it's not going to be an earring, it's going to be a pendant. This size would probably be a little bit heavy with all the gemstones as an earring, but you could make it smaller. We are making a pendant, Jean. It was occurring to me today that I was like, what's like the origin of wearing jewelry? Like, what makes humans like we're so much almost these crabs that put those shells on themselves? Like across cultures, humans have been adorning themselves in very comparable ways, like pierced ears, nose piercings, eyebrows. Like I know it's prominent in more in some cultures than in others, but it's South American Aztecs who, as far as I'm aware, historically were pretty isolated for a long time. Their culture evolved parallel almost to the ancient Egyptian cultures. Like, so it makes me wonder about this, like, the hippie in me being like this collective human consciousness or something, or like the bubble effect of like you have a thought and it goes out in the world and other people might pick up on it, or if it's just an evolutionary, like the way that our minds work just as a species, like it's, you know, uh, it, you know, did the Egyptians get mad if they found out that somebody else was also making pyramids? And so it's like, the human collective mind coming up with these things, like, multiple cultures had pants, like, yeah, like the sensate stuff, yeah, exactly. It's like there's just, so it's we don't get to now in our modern culture where thoughts and ideas and concepts are spread instantly right now on the other side of the world. One of y'all watching this just had like the most mind-blowing idea based off of what I've been pivoting around on that I might have never thought of, but just the concept that a thought that I had can be translated directly to you on the other side of the planet in almost instantaneously is amazing and mind-blowing in the evolution of thought and art and just everything that we as a species are going to get to have, in the coming decades and different things. I think is going to be just off the charts amazing. I hope I get to witness it, and I'm excited to just be a part of it. But it's like it's such a I feel like for myself and my own work that I'm doing, is I feel like it would be a disservice to other artisans to be possessive and territorial and borderlining greedy and hoarding and selfish of the things that the thoughts that I've had that are sparked by somebody else's work anyways, just like I'm not the one who did the lapidary work, I'm not the one who dug the rock out of the ground, I'm not the one who invented the wire, it's like I'm just another cog in this wheel. And so it's like I feel like it's the only thing that I can do is to just feed it forward into other artists and be like, just pass the flame on and see what they make with it, and just maybe it'll grow into this wonderful thing, who knows. But it certainly won't grow if we go into the dark ages of trade secrets, and because that's how techniques get lost, that's how I as an artist, that's how I stagnate, is by cutting myself off from other creative minds. But I don't know if that's just me. So, uh, but I said some hippie shit. I'm sorry for, I guess, I don't know, because in my mind I'm like science and reason and facts, and in my heart I'm like, yeah, thoughts are bubbles. Yeah, in my heart I'm like, we're stardust, guys, woo. But um right. Janine says the isolated cultures in Papua New Guinea before Westerners adorned themselves with jewelry, especially their ears and huge necklaces of mother of pearl and bone. I just think it's in us to be like, ooh, shiny, and like that stumbled us as a species into like metal smelting and all of the different things that we do. Like it's just like hot damn. Doreen says, Vaughn, that was beautifully said. Doreen, I don't remember what I said. Like, but thank you. Yeah, right on. Well, gosh, y'all make me so. Thank you guys for, because I rely on y'all to like help me to be the person that I want to be. The artist that I want to be. Because left to my own devices, I just eat and like lay there. But y'all inspire me and help shape me into this person that I'd like to be, who's kind and generous and thoughtful and stuff, instead of being like meh, like just eating potato chips. Like, so thank you guys so much. Ah, right on, Jackie. But we've gone like a whole half hour over. And right. If you have questions or thoughts or anything, or just go leave a comment on the Vaughn vlog for episode 2 that we'll be shooting later today, which I feel very much in the mindset for doing that. I'm very excited. Pictures will be going up of this bad boy soon, and hopefully while I have all the crap out on my desk for it, I'll be shooting a tutorial. Nothing's wrong with potato chips, Jody. It's just, for me, not the pinnacle of my existence, though it tastes like it. I think there might be more to life, is all, and y'all inspire me to go out and search beyond my refrigerator. But I will see y'all in our next video, and until next time, guys, happy crafting. Is somebody mowing my grass?
No.
Okay.